Great job. You made it back to Zello. And our next 11th grade lesson is to start working on your resume. Now, a resume is a great way to show your skills, traits, knowledge, and any experiences you've had when you're applying for a job. As always, when you're trying to get to Zello, you're going to use the 9 dots on your Google waffle from any new tab. So that's right here. And then if you scroll down, you're going to see Zello at the bottom. So let's take a look at Resume Builder. Now I'm going to tell you this, if you've made a resume in another class, you can upload that resume to this lesson, but we do have a built-in Resume Builder, and we'll need to at least complete a little bit of that builder to get past it so that we can upload a lesson, a resume that we've done from another class, or we can use their Resume Builder. So when I click Get Started, it says to unlock the lesson, and the lesson itself is just uploading a copy of your resume. I'm going to go ahead and put this button right here, Build Resume. Notice it says complete at least the contact details and your education. So if you don't have a lot of work experience yet, that may be something you gather over the rest of this year and even next year, and you can add to it. But we are going to at least want to get started on our resume. So there's a couple of statements here that it's just asking you to think about. If you get them right, it'll be green. And then I can choose 3 of them and I can start building. Now, the nice thing about Resume Builder is it does talk to you along the way and it gives you a little tour. And then every time you're doing something, you get some information here at the top that you may want to take a moment and read. Okay, so remember there was a couple things that said we had to do even if we had our own resume, like in a Google Doc, and that was add our contact details. Again, up at the top, you're always going to get some tips. If they're in the way, you can just do that. Notice it pre-fills in my name for me. It just needs me to go ahead and put some details in here. And do make sure that you put your town, city, state, and town, and always use capital letters on those, just because we're going to try to be as grammatically as correct as we can. Okay. And then I'm going to say update. Now notice if I try to update something and it's not quite ready, it'll stop me and it'll make me put something in there. So it's asking me to do an email. And my suggestion, if you have one, is maybe to do something that you have at home. You can use your school email, but just know that won't work after this year and when you graduate. So if you have a private email, that'd be great. And then I can say update. And look at that, I formatted it for me. Now you can go along with the rest of this clicking add, but remember there were 2 things we had to do at least today, and we can always come back. And that was say where we went to school and also our contact information. So I'm going to be a Marysville Pilchuck High School student. You are going to write in where you go. If you haven't graduated yet, you can write like in progress is an okay thing to say. And then, of course, you're just moving through these. Now, in terms of if I'm still going to school, I can say ongoing, but whatever month you started, most of us start school in September, and maybe you started in 2022. And if I checked ongoing, I wouldn't have an end. If you have any maybe special things you did in school, you could add those as well. Okay. So maybe I could say I'm involved in cheer club. Okay, so I was able to add one school. I clicked the add button and there it showed up. If you don't have any other high schools, we're really just talking about high school at this point, you can just say update resume. And now I have not only my contact information at the top, but I also have my education. Now, what you want to do is think about other skills you have, maybe some work experience, some volunteer experience if you ever help out with something, achievements and awards, activities and interests. Again, this may take some time to collect, but do take time to try to add at least one thing in each area. And you can use school activities and school experiences in lieu of work experience if it's something you worked really hard on. What you'll want to do when you're all done is click download resume, and it's going to give you a copy. It'll throw it right onto your computer. Notice mine is right here. You'll want to save that somewhere special. And then notice when I click done, I'm able to go ahead and add that in here. It says, please upload a current version of your resume. So let's say I had a resume, a lot of junior English teachers are helping with those, and I didn't want to use the one here from Zello. I could upload and attach that, or I can attach the file that I just made by choosing a local file and looking on my computer. I knew it was called resume. I can search for it up here too. Let's see where it put it. Usually it puts it in your downloads. And let's go ahead and take a look. Notice I have way too many things on my computer. There we go. And I'll add it. Okay. So again, resumes can take some time, so don't feel like you have to do it all in one sitting, but at least get your contact information and your school on there, and then you'll be ready to go back and keep adding to it. If you're all done with what you can do, turn it in, and every year we can increase what we add to it, and we can definitely edit anything we need later. This is just to get us started. So it looks like I've submitted it. I'm all done. Now I am 25% done with my lessons, and these two are checked off. So good luck with your resume. Make sure to reach out to your teacher advisor if you need help. As always, they're there anytime to help you get started on some of these things.